fucking Anthony.
Destroy it all.
Yeah, I tried playing nice, didn't feel right. No angel tonight, don't save me now. Heaven too far, I forgot how. Bad decisions I'm wearing proud. Turn it up, I like it loud.
No angel tonight, let the spell run out. Kiss my sins, let the saints find out. Bad intentions, say them out loud. Turn it up, I like it loud. So loud.
Slow draw, long pour, blacked out bar. Name on his belt and a back road car. He said, girl, you trouble. I said, that's my brand. If you play it too clean, you don't understand. Yeah. Tattoo peeking from a ripped up sleeve. Every scar on my skin got a trick up the seam. I ain't praying for a way back, baby, I'm fine if the devil buys a gas.
But I've been doing this type of work for about 14.
Oh, wow. So this past weekend was the USA World Team Trials for grappling. Submission grappling, jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to call it. A little bit more wrestling based in the rule set. There's push-outs, negatives for guard pulls, points for catching or attempting very solid submission attempts. I really like the rule set, and you know, it did not disappoint me there. What I did do is disappoint myself. In the final, I was a little bit too aggressive on an ankle grip I had during passing. Ended up getting caught in an armbar. You know, congrats to my opponent. You know, the both of us made the world team this year, so it's still kind of surreal, and I can't really verbalize the way I feel about it. Obviously disappointed because I didn't win that tournament, but you know, to make a world team, you know, only a few short years into this grappling journey, and it just feels absolutely incredible. And the way it works for the world team trials is you actually have to win a qualifier or be a previous world team member in order to qualify for the trials. So we drove out to Pittsburgh to do a qualifier out there, secured a position in the trials down in Dallas here in June. Jiu-jitsu is like the wild, wild west. You know, there's not a lot of rules. You know, not a lot of drug testing or regulations. So competing with the United States overseas, the UWW rule set is, you know, something I've been really looking forward to, because, you know, they put you straight into the WADA USADA pool. You know, you can't take any of those peptides or any other anabolic drugs or other, you know, performance enhancing substances. So you get put straight into a testing pool. You know, I think all grappling should be like that. You know, the UFC is going to start testing their grapplers next year from head to toe, and hopefully that kind of like sparks this movement in the sport to keep it clean and, you know, move it out of the wild, wild west days and move it in a little bit more civilized times. I stayed with some family down in Dallas, and the event was actually in Fort Worth, which is only about half an hour away from Dallas, depending on traffic. But, you know, it was a great weekend, good memories. Got to get out to a rodeo, see the Longhorns again over at the stockyards, and, you know, I made Team USA. It still feels weird. I'm a world team member for the United States of America, and, you know, we're going to get back to the farm, put in that work, you know, get out there overseas in Kazakhstan later this year. I believe it's in November, but got a lot of good stuff coming up. Got a Maximus Quintet this weekend with the team. Going to go out there, put on a show, sharpen the blade, put in that work, be at the farm. I'm going to dwell on it, mad at myself, but, you know, all you can do is learn from it and fix it, and, you know, thank God for the blessings, opportunities, and experiences I'm having so early in my grappling career and in this season of my life. You know, tomorrow's Promise for Noah, my friend Hunter Mason, has been on my mind quite a bit lately. He was one of my college football teammates at Western Illinois, and he was out there Saturdays putting on a show, and very quickly fell into some health issues. It escalated pretty quickly. Now he's one of my angels up above. So just keep that in perspective, reflect, and keep learning and living every day like just tomorrow is promised.
Understand. Big tattoo peeking from a ripped up sleeve. Every scar on my skin got a trick up the seam. I ain't praying.